Emeritus at Harvard University, a former member of the O.J. Simpson legal defense team, and a best-selling author. His latest book is titled The Case Against Removing Trump. Also joining us, another best-selling author and our chief legal analyst, Jeffrey Toobin, and a former student of Professor Dershowitz's. Professor, so what exactly is your role here? You're going to be delivering arguments on behalf of the president on the Senate floor, talking about the Constitution. You say you're not a formal part of the legal team. How so?
Well, I've been asked to prepare and deliver the case, the constitutional case against impeachment that benefits the president. It's the same argument I would have made if Hillary Clinton had gotten elected and she were being impeached. It's similar to the arguments I made when I testified as a witness against impeachment of Bill Clinton and when I consulted with the Bill Clinton legal team. I'm there only to argue about the constitutional criteria for impeachment, which I've written about extensively, and why these two articles don't rise to the level of an impeachable offense. I will go into the history of the formulation in the Constitution and the history of how these words came to be, and leave it to others to argue the facts, to make strategic decisions about witnesses. That's not within my jurisdiction.
Wait a second, Alan, why are you playing these semantic games? Whose side are you on? I mean, you're on the part of the defense team. Why, are you embarrassed?
You sound like my mother when I said I was
I look
challenging.
like your mother, too.
Well, you wish. I said that I was defending the right of Nazis to march through Skokie, and she said to me, "Son, are you for the Jews or are you for the Nazis?" I said, "Mom, for the Constitution." She said, "I'm your mother. Don't tell me that. You have to pick sides, the Jews or the Constitution." Look, or the Nazis.
That's very interesting, but what side are you on in the impeachment case?
I'm against impeachment. I'm clear about that. I think it would be unconstitutional. It would set a terrible precedent for this president to be impeached for these alleged articles of impeachment. So I feel very strongly I will make a strong argument against impeachment, but I'm not part of the regular team that will be making strategic decisions and participating in questions about whether there should be witnesses or not. That's going to be left to others.
Are you
I have a specific role.
Just specifically, do you get paid for this?
Well,
how does that work?
That hasn't been discussed, but if I were to be paid, all the money would go to charity. I will not take a single penny of payment that I would keep based on what I'm doing. I'm doing this because I strongly believe in the Constitution. I strongly oppose the impeachment. I worry about the weaponization of impeachment, and it can be used in other cases. I join James Madison, who was very concerned that using open-ended phrases could create a way in which Congress should have too much power over the president. I join Alexander Hamilton, who said the greatest danger is when impeachment turns on the number of votes each party can get. So I'm there to try to defend the integrity of the Constitution. That benefits President Trump in this case.
Well, listen, I think everybody should have the best defense possible in any courtroom. Jeff Toobin, what do you make of Professor Dershowitz's argument about the Constitution not?
I think it's wrong. I mean, Alan's position, and I don't want to mischaracterize it, is that a president that impeachment should only apply to criminal offenses.
No, that's not my position.
Well, all right. Well, why don't you say what it is, because I don't want to mischaracterize.
Okay, my position is clear that the framers said treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Other refers to matters that are close in kind. And Professor Tribe, by the way, agrees with me on this part of the analysis. So the impeachable offenses, they don't have to be specific criminal offenses, but they have to be criminal-like. They have to be like treason. They have to be like bribery.
So abuse of power is not a high crime?
No, abuse of power was one of those things that was mentioned by the framers as a reason why we need impeachment, but then rejected. It was widely discussed. It could easily have been accepted as one of the constitutional criteria. Let me give you another example.
Wait a second, Alan. All right, let me just talk for a second. I mean, Federal 65, Alexander Hamilton, which you write about, he specifically says that abuse of or violation of some public trust is why is an impeachable offense, and it also makes sense.
He doesn't say that. He says that's why we have impeachment, and that's why crimes like treason and bribery are abuses of power. And if they are abuses of power, but the criteria have to be met. Let me give you an example.